Hi, I was supposed to stream an hour ago, but here we are. Yeah, so what happened was is that I decided to do a little bit of a test um with some of the recordings and stuff like that, but I noticed that a lot of my issues with audio and all that stuff was still happening, so I decided to spend an hour trying to figure it out, but I think I figured it out now. So, yeah, I blame Windows. That's basically what summarize it is. But anyways, we're gonna watch the dev talk. ZZZ recently released the dev talk. I want to say, yeah, about yesterday, literally. Um, and apparently this covers a lot of stuff that they're gonna be teasing for season two. Um, for ZZZ entirely. New stuff, new updates, new maps, new everything. So yeah, let's get to watching. Let me know if you can't hear it.
Hello everyone, I'm Wide. Welcome to today's Dev Talk. It's been nearly a year since the official release of ZZZ, and we like to thank all proxies for their support. Our team will also like to use this opportunity to share with you some of the development progress for version 2.0 and our plans for the future of ZZZ.
Okay, new stuff.
In Season 2's story, we will follow the protagonist to a unique area within New Eritol, Wi-Fi Peninsula, which will be the main.
Just letting you know, I'm gonna be pausing from time to time just to talk about some of the stuff, as well as just give my overall thoughts, and that way the stream doesn't start acting weird, being like, "Oh, why are you just playing a video?" You know. Something I wanted to say though, hopefully these figurines that they have, those Bangbu that you can buy from like the what's it called, the Sound Z Studio, like hopefully they sell them because that's pretty cool. I like that Bangbu in the background with the goose stuff, like right here. This is cool. I want one of those.
Main stage for the story of.
And then also, something to note. Where can I get this? This is more than life size. This is like a 5-foot butler boo. I need this one. This is the one thing I need. Like Hoyo. I don't care how much it costs. I will buy a 5'4" looking butler boo plushie. That is my favorite Bangbu. I will totally buy that.
Version 2.0, Wi-Fi Peninsula is a district of the Throne Quarter near the Lemnian Hollow. The earlier settlers of this region were tasked to monitoring the highly volatile Lemnian Hollow, and the name Wi-Fi is derived from the Cantonese characters for protect and anomaly, from the phrase protection from the anomaly called the hollows. Later, an outpost was established here, which then became the city area Balium Heights.
Okay, so new map, Balium Heights.
Balium Heights was built at the top of a cliff, overlooking the bay with its beautiful scenery. This is also an area rich in porcelain, a precious material that's highly resistant to ether corruption. Mining.
So they could use it to like make buildings with porcelain inside of the hollows and stuff like that. And since they're resistant, I'm guessing anything inside probably won't, like, you know, get caught, like get rotten away by ether corruption or something like that. That's cool. Also, the map looks cool. It reminds me a little bit of at one part in Death Stranding when you go all the way on top of the mountain, and there's like a bunch of like storage units and as well as like a bunch of old machinery, but it's like a village or something like that. Like it's cool.
And processing porcelain has just become the core industry of Wi-Fi Peninsula. Behind this massive industry and its profits, however, lies a tangled mess of factions. Here, we'll gradually unravel the clues we planted throughout the story this fall. For example, Sarah's true plans behind the sacrifice and the bringer incidents, the conspiracy behind the mysterious exorcist, and the truth behind the fall of the old capital.
Because those are like the three biggest plot points that still haven't been completed. So the Exalted stuff is gonna be probably regarding what was that girl's name? Oh my god, Vivian. Yeah, yeah. Is it Vivian? The vampire chick, the one that's like extremely obsessed with us. So her whole deal with Exalted is probably gonna be further developed and all that stuff. The truth behind the fall of the old capital, we're probably gonna deal with Miyabi, because we did have a little bit to do with her about that. So that's basically the main story in that case. And then
Mysterious sacrifice and
Sarah's true plans behind the sacrifice and bringing. So that's the antagonist kind of sideline of what exactly they're doing with
Bringer incidents. The conspiracy behind the mysterious exhausted and the truth behind the fall of the old capital, as well as the secrets of the Faison siblings. Meanwhile, our protagonist...
Yeah, because they might not even be human. Like, we don't even know they're actually human. They might just be clones or robots or clone robots or cyborgs, you know?
Will encounter agents from various factions and embark on brand new adventures. For example, that Wayseeker...
Huh? Wayseeker with the yellow kid we saw earlier. When did we see this? What? I could have sworn I would remember this if I saw it before. Like, what? Who?
With yellow cape we saw earlier is none other...
Who's that? Oh, is this the master of that one chick that we met in the hollow? No, maybe.
Then Yixuan.
Yeah, this is Yixuan. Yeah, current leader of Yunqi Summit.
The current leader of Yunqi Summit. She will make her debut as a key character in season 2.
Okay. She has wings, dude. Are we gonna be able to fly with her? No. That'd be cool. Like, we could just lift enemies up and just attack them in the air or something like that. Like, that'd be sick.
As the story unfolds, the protagonist will gradually uncover her mysterious past and become a new disciple of Yunqi Summit. Yixuan will become our steadfast support.
She's a support. Does this mean she's like support class too? That's pretty cool.
And guide us in her craft as our mentor, helping us explore the hollows directly. Beside Yixuan, who oversees Yunqi Summit, the defense forces Oboe Squad that we all familiar with, as well as the previously revealed idol faction Angels of the...
Oh, we're gonna be... Okay. Are they gonna be counted as the same? No, they're counting as a different faction of Angels Solution. I was gonna say, like, they're gonna be like, what's her face? Astra Yao and Evelyn. Like, are they gonna be the same factions? But no, they're their own thing, which is gonna be cool. I wonder what their weapons are gonna be. That's what I'm really wondering.
Illusion will all be making their appearance in season 2. We've prepared a...
Also, something I noticed going back to that. She has a scar on her back. Like,
Illusion
I can't really
highlight
it. I wish there was a way I could highlight that. But yeah, she has a scar on her back, so I'm wondering what exactly happened there. Did she have like more wings or something and it just got ripped off? And if so, why? You know, is she even human? She might be Thyron kind of ish. She looks human. That's a robot. Which is some of her like concept art. It's really cool. But yeah,
appearance in season 2. We've prepared a season 2 teaser trailer to be released on April 13th.
That's like a week from now.
More information about
the miasma of memories and evil.
Various factions will also be revealed then.
Various factions? Are we getting more than 2 this season? Well, actually, I mean, season 1, what does it have, like 6? Yeah, it makes sense. Compared to a regular update, what's special about
for the content direction of season 2? Will not just be simply adding more characters and areas. We've been taking feedback from our practice very seriously and incorporated this feedback into our design philosophy, making an adjustment from the ground up. I'll be sharing some of the results with you all during the program. The most noticeable change is in the map design. We've completely revamped the entire map experience and integrate the residential areas with combat zones at the system level, providing a more fluid and engaging gameplay experience for practice. First, let's talk about the design of the main city area Feilong Heights,
Phelan Heights.
we made the area much larger to ensure comprehensive city functionality while allowing for potential expansion in future.
I like that they kind of already started doing that in season 1. I don't know if y'all noticed, but there's a lot of places in 6th Street that looks like there could be stuff added to it. Same thing with the streets on the side. There's a lot of places where it looks like you can continue walking through 6th Street. So I think this was maybe part of their plan for since like day 1. And they've been kind of like working while building the like infrastructure to get to where they want to be now in season 2, which is pretty cool. I like whenever developers do that. Same thing in Lumina Square. There's that one street that's like close to the parking lot that's like looks like they can be further expanded upon, as well as in the main street. There's also a part there where it looks like it can be further expanded upon. Some of the buildings look like they can be entered. For example, the salon. I really want to see the inside of that one, or at least the character that's in charge of that thing. As well as I think there's that one restaurant that's next to the hot pot. It looks like there's stuff that can be in there. The mall that's inside looks pretty cool too. That one hotel that's right next to the hot pot as well. Like yeah, it looks like there's extra stuff, and we just haven't really gotten to that point yet. So it's kind of cool that they're doing that. Besides like adding new locations, like I would much prefer them to further develop that instead of keeping adding like these smaller and smaller locations. Which, don't get me wrong, like some of them are really cool. All of them are really cool design wise, but some of them are really interesting. Like Port Elpis was really cool to explore upon and everything like that. But you know, stages like the what's the name of it? The arena, like underground place. Like it looks cool and it's really cool in the sense of what it looks like, but you really can't do anything there. It's super tiny, like room wise. I think it's just a little bit bigger than maybe the HSO, you know. And even then, there's not much you can do there. I wish they further expanded there. Same thing with Blazewood. Even though Blazewood's really huge, there's not a lot to do there, and I wish there was more things to do. But it does look like Blazewood's being set to be bigger in the future. So, you know, gotta keep my hopes up.
Versions, while also reducing loading times caused by scene transitions. The new daily system will also be designed to match the local culture and the customs of the Waifei Peninsula area. As a business-savvy video store owner, helping Yunhui Summit manage various aspects of Suibian Temple will also...
Whoa, look at this. Oh, yeah. This reminds me of Death Stranding a little bit. You know, having these little buildings on top is pretty cool. Hopefully we get to explore that upper area as well, but I doubt it.
Also be a part of our new life. This new gameplay features management simulation elements, and the new features such as bamboo dispatch, integrating residential areas with exploration areas, and creating a smoother experience. As for the visuals, with the help and the careful maintenance of the properties, Suibian Temple will gradually be restored to its former glory. Plus, various elements such as holes, scratch cards will take on new forms that match the vibes of Suibian Temple. The frequently mentioned loading issues has also been resolved in Feilong Heights.
What loading issues?
Previously, due to a limitation in the underlying design, the video store that properties see from outside along the street does not match the actual size of the video store from within.
Yeah.
So, we need a loading screen to bridge the interior and the exterior of the store.
I mean, I've noticed that, but it's not a big deal.
In Feilong Heights, however, returning home is no longer a process that requires waiting. Additionally, we've optimized the pathway in Feilong Heights. The function area will be more concentrated, and the paths to access each area will become more efficient and streamlined, ensuring that overall experience will become smoother and more fluid. Next, let's take a look at the ancient ruins of the aerospace city located within the Lemnian Hollow. Although the aerospace city has long been devoured by the Hollow, the ether stable area at its edge is still being used to mine and produce porcelain. In version 2.0, we will begin our exploration of the Lemnian Hollow from the edge of the aerospace city. With the past few versions as precious learning experience, its overall design will be more refined, with larger explorable areas, more robust systems, and more streamlined guidance. One distinct improvement is that after completing their training at Suibian Temple, the proxy siblings no longer needed to return to the video store to access the hollows through the HDD system. Instead, they can now travel more conveniently between Helium Heights and the aerospace city. The craft they will learn will also be of great help in their future hollow explorations.
So apparently we're gonna get a new ability or something that's gonna help us with the hollow explorations, because he said there's a new craft and everything, so I don't know. He's being very vague about it, but I think it's with purpose. Maybe it needs to be polished a little bit more. Or who knows, maybe they just don't want to tell us too. So yeah, question 3. What are the other improvements that's gonna be in the new version?
While we've added new areas, the travel system wasn't just simply expanded upon. In Season 2, we've redesigned the travel system, changing from the original sliding area selection system to a larger map format. We're also improving the UI experience.
Okay.
We also...
Something that always really bugged me, I wish they used the train more. Like the metro area section. I wish they used that more. Like that looks like a perfect spot, like to be like the freaking Persona 5 where you can just travel from city, like large major city to large major city. Like I want to be able to travel from the train to Port Elpis. Like I want that to be possible. But you know, it's not.
Added a mini-map to the interface, along with the navigation features. Proxies can now select their destination more quickly and gain a clear understanding of New Eridu's geographical layout. Regarding plot structure, we've also noticed that geographical layout.
Because of silver, out of sight. All these are old. Yeah. Curse of the Missing Bamboo. That's Shingi's, I think. And then Until Your Memory Fails. Behind the Scenes. Yeah, none of these are new, maybe?
Regarding plot structure, we've also noticed that since special episodes and basin stories are relatively independent story units, the current narrative structure results in weaker connections between plot points, resulting in a disjointed viewing experience. In future versions, we will merge special episodes and facing stories together, putting more focus on developing the connection between the various agents and the main storyline. We're also deepening the proxies environment.
Okay.
We will also...
I like that, you know, going from maybe like a main chapter and then automatically moving you into the special agent story. That'd be cool. I can see that like being really smooth with like Jane Doe or something like that, like her special story or something like that, or you know, like who else? Yanagi's is also like that too.
Steadily update the main storyline with each version, while ensuring that we do not compromise on its narrative quality. Okay. In addition to ongoing gameplay improvement, our team has also been constantly exploring the idea of bringing Zenless Non-Zero to users on more platforms.
I know they announced that Xbox is going to get it too, which kind of seemed like an obvious thing they were going to do, but I don't know why they waited so long. It might have been something regarding like their microtransactions or something like that. Usually that takes longer because they have to make a legal deal with Xbox itself and Microsoft. But looks like they came to an accord, so cool. You know, and here it's already on PC, so, and it's already on mobile too, so I don't know where else they would go. Maybe Switch? I can see them doing Switch, probably.
What I can reveal right now is that Zenless Non-Zero is being prepared for launch on the Xbox platform.
Yeah, Switch is definitely
we'll share more
target.
Info with everyone,
especially with the new Switch
upcoming Xbox live stream.
I think it'll be able to handle the graphics. Maybe even one should be able to handle it, just on really low settings.
The current combat design significantly diminishes the presence of the characters other than the main DPS. What should be a 3-person tactical squad feels more like a solo operation. So for the character combat design in Season 2, we will enhance the functionality and performance of non-DPS characters. For example, when agents are switched.
Like I was a bit like, I don't know what they're gonna say. My guess was just probably micro buffs or something like that, which I mean, that's okay, but you know, we'll see.
Out, they can still remain unveiled and contribute to combat. Thus, there's a visual indication.
Okay. My guess is they're probably gonna add like things like aftershock abilities to certain people, like maybe some of the shields or some of the supports. Maybe a couple of stunners too. Like I can see them doing that to maybe like Lycan or something like that. Or for supports, I could see them doing that to like I don't know, Lucy. Lucy would probably be a really good example. She might be able to do like hit aftershocks of grassy, woody, and bricky and all that stuff. Or for tank like Seth, I can see Seth doing that, or maybe Ben Bigger or something like that. But it's kind of a stretch. Caesar for sure though. I can see them doing Caesar, like messing around with adding aftershocks or extra effects or something like that.
Of their combat performance, while not affecting the player's control of the unveiled agent.
Oh, okay, so they might stay a little bit longer, just keep auto-attacking for a little bit while you're doing your other stuff. So,
another possibility is adding new attack and defense mechanics for enemies. Specific moves might require specific counter strategies that require teamwork from different characters in your squad. Or in certain special combat areas, enemies can gain certain advantages through specific conditions. Of course, some of these are just preliminary ideas.
Okay, so he's saying they're still on the drawing board, and some of these ideas are not set in stone, but they are wanting to put a focus more in mind of some of the characters to be able to use more, some of the older ones.
While others might make an appearance in the version 2.0 special program.
Oh, cool.
However, the ultimate goal of these optimizations is to enhance overall synergy between characters, elevating both combat and visual experience to the next level.
We might even have voice line interactions with people from different factions, because we don't really have that a lot. So that'll be cool. Maybe having, some of the characters from completely different factions interact with each other. And just see how they'll do that. So that's something I really like in other games like Overwatch, where Overwatch or Valorant, where the other agents or the other heroes in the sense, they have their unique voice lines. Like some of them have very, very unique voice lines because their factions are just so vastly different. They find a common ground point in something. I wish they would do that with ZZZ. I feel like it would really bring out a little bit to make you feel a little bit more alive in that sense. Can you share any insights on the design direction for upcoming version events?
To sum up, in our future development plans, we are aiming to optimize events in 3 aspects. First, we'll continue improving on existing game modes.
Improvement on existing game modes. Do you mean like main game grind game modes, or are you talking about like, extra fun stuff like the arcade and like some of the special unique ones like the Cheesetopia and all that stuff?
Such as Grand Marshal Adventure.
Oh, they're gonna expand upon Grand Marshal Adventure? Freaking Fall Guys and ZZZ is gonna get further expanded upon? Honestly, dude, I am so down for that. Grand Marshal Adventure was one of my favorites.
Bamboo versus Ethereal.
Bamboo versus Ethereal is okay. It's not my favorite, but it's cool. That's the Balloons Tower Defense one. I did like it a lot. Yeah, that one was fun.
To make them more fun for players.
No, I'm lying. I really like Bamboo versus Ethereal. I honestly thought, yeah, I'm so down for that.
Same time, we'll be rolling out more exciting new gameplay.
Okay.
In future versions, we might see casual duels between bamboos, or even get to.
If they expand upon that one side mission that was in the TV mode, which don't get me wrong, it was cool and like mechanics wise, but like seeing it visually wasn't very entertaining. But it was the one where we you were literally just playing Pokemon but with Bamboo. It was like this really, really early side mission. I don't know if anybody remembers it, but dude, that was so much fun because I was grinding the hell out of that one to try to get like the 3-star thing. But yeah, honestly, props if they do something like that and they just bring it about like, into a game mode, or something like that, and then just change the visuals to make it not look like TV mode because a lot of people hate TV mode, which fair, but you know, doing something like that would be cool. Also, they should bring back TV mode maybe for some side missions or something. Like, please. Like, I don't want to see it completely gone. You know.
Control a giant bamboo in combat. Besides events featuring our adorable bamboo, we will also introduce some slow-paced, relaxing events to enrich Proxy's everyday life outside of the main story.
Okay.
Such as spending joyful moments with agents at hot pot restaurant, movie theaters, and more.
Are we gonna see like the inside of the hot pot or like the inside of the movie theater? Because if we do, that'd be sick. Like that'd be really cool. Because I think they're just saying like just like an outer like, hey, more conversations about like, hey, let's go to the hot pot or let's go to the movie theaters or whatever, you know. But
we also hope that beyond the intense and the thrilling combat events, players can also take a breather to enjoy the lighter story events.
Okay. Are there any plans in future versions regarding characters released earlier in the game?
Every character is the result of our team's blood, sweat, and dedication.
Yeah,
our
sure.
team has put in quite a bit of effort to.
Honestly, hot take, we need more male characters. Don't get me wrong. I love all the female characters that have been out so far. I really do. Like, trust me. Like, no, not in that sense. But like, it's just like, yeah, they're really, really cool designs and stuff like that. But I think out of all the new characters, I mean, the only male ones we've gotten is I think Lighter and Seth and Haramasa. Yeah, I think those are the only ones. Lighter, Seth, and Haramasa. Right? Right? Yeah. Dang, you don't have a lot of male characters. I mean, besides that, what is it? Billy, Ben Bigger, Anton. Yeah, I think that's it. See what I mean? Like, and then compared to some of the new, yeah, they should bring like at least maybe like one or two. You know, some of the groups, of course, it doesn't really make sense having male characters. Like the idol group, I understand why they don't add male characters in that sense, or like, you know, something like Esther Yao and Evelyn makes sense. But like, sorry, I'm cleaning my glasses. But yeah, it would be cool to have more male characters. At least, I'm not saying overflow it. I'm just saying like maybe one or two would not be terrible. You know, just slowly adding them a little bit more. Because I want to see them, because I love how creative they are. So I would love to see them, you know, do both genders a little bit more.
Ensure characters are relatively future-proof and have long-term value. Showcasing a character's charm isn't just about mindlessly beating.
Yeah, I love this. This animation with freaking Corn. I love this, and I want them to put it in the main game. Like, please let me do that. You know, like the special like powers that they have, whenever they are in you know, like the Lost Void and all that stuff. If they let us integrate at least one of them or something like that, and just have it like a thing we can switch in the menu, where like, hey, do you want to add like a special ability that somebody has? Like, they might do this. Like, I'm calling it out. They probably will do this like whenever they have most of the roster with special abilities, which is what they're adding slowly. Um, they'll probably do this thing where it's like right before you do your loadout, and like when you load your loadout, you'll probably load them, and you get to choose which abilities you want them to have. And then like if you have you know, like the, not the macro setup, but like the, you know, like your team setup, you might be able to set them up with the abilities that you want them to have, like extra. Because I love this Corn animation. I think it's like the coolest thing ever. Her being able to ride on like the freaking chainsaw blade is sick.
Up their stats.
Yeah, this
while maintaining each character's unique traits, who will strategically
also, I love the Astro
enhance
one
their
too.
unique traits, rather than just simply boosting their damage output.
Yeah, I like that. They're doing that where like we don't want to add micro buffs all the time. We want them to add new abilities and stuff. Like that's cool.
Example, will supplement or even rework certain
Even
skills
rework
and
certain
their
skills
effects,
interesting.
tailoring them to each character's experience. Besides that, we'll
Allowing us to be modular with that, we're being able to add extra special abilities at the cost of not adding some other ones. I feel like that would be cool. Just letting us switch, you know, depending on what playstyle we want to play. Because I'll be honest, certain characters will play very differently to everyone else. Like I play Caesar very differently to everyone else. I play her as a stunner. People don't play her as a stunner. letting us be flexible and able to do that, like that would be really cool.
We'll also consider each character's role very seriously. While strengthening the characters, we will also take into consideration their compatibility with other characters in future versions.
Okay, cool. Whenever they're adding new characters, they'll take into consideration the compatibility, so that way there's no big meta. Yeah, because that's one of the ongoing problems right now, where it's like there's 3 characters that are pretty much really big meta. Um, so playing them with literally anybody, it would go fine. Which is like Nicole, Miyabi, and I think last one is probably, I don't know. It might be Silver Soldier Ambi or like Trigger. Or Yao, Astro Yao. Astro Yao is also really strong. So like, you know, having them be only meta, it's not like it's not terrible in the sense because it hasn't been to an extreme yet. Like, because you can still pretty much S rank pretty much almost everything until the very like high level stuff is when you really need to have a meta set up. But even then, I've seen people like still do it without that. But having other characters like keeping them in mind to be able to do good syncs is pretty cool. Um, that's a good idea for the
In
team.
terms of storytelling, we hope that our characters, even those have already been released, can showcase their own unique charm. In version 1.7,
Okay.
for example, we'll get to see quite a few scenes between Lycan and Hugo.
Yeah.
These
good.
interactions are crucial for the character's emotional investment in the long run. We hope that every character can find a purpose that belongs solely to them in different corners of New Everton. Although it might be challenging to do this well, we'll continue to work hard to create more meaningful relationships between characters and players, or even take their bond to the next level.
Yeah, like I would love to see some of the characters that really don't get much interaction nowadays have more interactions. Like somebody like Ben Bigger, somebody like Billy, Nekomata. Well, we just got Ambi back, so Ambi's not that big of a deal. Maybe Nicole would be really cool too. Grace would be awesome, and Kaleda as well. Having more interactions with them, more interactions with Anton, more interactions with well, we already have Ellen Joe, but like Rena. Rena wouldn't be terrible. Some of those people, or Seth, more interactions with Seth, or maybe Jane Doe, even though she's still relatively new, she doesn't really have much interactions. ZUN started getting more interactions now, which is great. Same thing with Shingy, but don't want them to forget those older characters. So like that. What else can you tell the players? Yeah, what else can you tell us?
As a new team, we've admittedly fell short in the earlier stage in terms of both narrative and the gameplay element.
I like they're admitting this. I like that they're admitting this because even then, even they were saying, "Hey, we fell short in certain stuff." Like, it's not a lot compared to some other games, dude. Like they've been doing a fantastic job. Props to like Hoyo and y'all ZZZ team. Like you guys have been amazing. Like even with the complaints I have, like even then they're not even really even complaints. They're more like feedback notes for my case because I still enjoy the game very much. Um, I think the only one I really had a major issue with was Astro Yao's story. That's the only one that I truly felt like it got really rushed. That and maybe like the finale fight leading up to Bringer felt kind of short, and even then it wasn't a lot. Like, yeah, I don't know. I wonder if they're gonna fix it. Like, if they're gonna just be like, oh, we'll add on to it later to really flesh it out.
We've been working hard to make improvements, continuously incorporating feedback from proxies and optimizing our content. Thank you, proxies, for your continued patience, feedback, and support. In future content updates, we will prioritize ensuring content quality and humbly continue to welcome feedback and guidance from our proxies with the utmost respect. We hope Season 2 will bring proxies a more complete and smoother experience. If you encounter any issues with gameplay experience, we hope you will share more feedback through the official community channels. Your feedback and suggestions are crucial for our future content development.
Okay, so they're going more in the sense of like, hey, we hear you, and we want to, like, we've been making the effort, and we want to continue making the effort of like fixing the stuff that you shout us out with. So please continue doing that. Which honestly, hey, it's cool that they do that. Like, this isn't the first time they've announced this either. I think almost every update they tell us this too. And it's cool seeing them after every update, like not only say this stuff but put it into action. Because I've seen them do that a couple of times. I think there was like maybe like one or two errors I saw that I pointed out to them like personally, and I think they even did fix that stuff too. It was like minor spell mistakes, which even then it's like the fact that they're still going out of their way to do that stuff. It's really cool.
See you next time.
Cool. This was a cool little talk. It took half an hour, but well, at least for us, because I blab a lot. But hey, it's great. I like it. I like where this game is heading. I hope they do more of these stuff talks. I really enjoy seeing this. Because they go more into the schematics and the actual like mechanics, at least in improvements in the game, rather than just showing us the new stuff. This is more of like, hey, here's what we're working on. This is our mindset. What do y'all think? So cool.